Hey everybody, welcome to my studio. You're currently balanced on the top of my piano whilst I talk to you really quickly about my trusty SOVT straw. I love SOVT work. For those of you who don't know what it means, SOVT stands for semi-occluded vocal tract, and that just means that you are using air pressure in the mouth to balance the air pressure in the body. That just makes it easier to make sound. So there are loads of really simple SOVT exercises. I'll do a whole other video about those at some point. But the SOVT straws, so this is my favorite one. This is from Ravox. I don't know if you can see their little logo on there somewhere. Ravox SOVT straws are fantastic. They've got a little pressure balance valve in the top. You can adjust the length of them to make them fit for your voice, for how they feel. And what you do, I use these a lot in the studio, and I get lots of people asking me what they're supposed to do with them. So firstly, you can use it just to get the air pressure flowing in your body and to teach your breath mechanism actually how much air pressure you need to get sound coming through. So if you just blow through the thing, what you're aiming to try and do is keep your head and neck soft, keep your jaw soft. So try not to clench your, try not to purse your lips or clench your jaw, but just blow gently through the straw. And as you do it, maybe engage a little bit of the kind of the breath mechanism for that exhalation. And it's just telling your body how much airflow it needs for you to then produce the sound. It's a similar level of airflow. But then you start vocalizing through it. So if I make an ooh sound, all I'm going to do is quite a breathy ooh, woo sound, but through the straw. Woo. And it puts resistance in the way. So as I'm going to make the sound, instead of the air flowing from my lungs out through my vocal cords and just escaping, the resistance from the straw catches the airflow and it puts back pressure into the system. And that back pressure means that instead of the vocal folds kind of slapping towards each other in the way that they normally would when you're phonating, they produce that motion more gently with less impact, so that it actually makes it easier to get vocal fold closure, to get the two vocal cords to come together cleanly. So you can change the pressure on these. I use it for warm-up, I use it for cool-down. You can have it at super low pressure. You can just unscrew the end bit and take that off, and then shrink it down to its shortest length. And then that's just a tube, essentially, that gives you a little bit of resistance, but not too much. You can then increase the length of the tube, and increasing the length of the tube increases the resistance of the air that's going through it. With the pressure valve on the top, which is how I normally use it, you've got 3 layers there, 3 levels, 1, 2, 3, that increase the resistance for vocalizing. And then if you use the straw upside down and blow into the wider end of the tube, you actually get much more resistance. It's quite hard work. So if you want to rehab your voice, if you want to give it a little bit of rest and relaxation, use the narrow end and just a few simple vocal exercises, which I'll demonstrate a few of at the piano in a moment, to kind of get the vocal cords working, get things moving, and maybe just release any stress and tension that might be in the vocal muscles. If you want to really work your voice, so I use this a lot to train mix in singers, to get that mixed belt place in a safe, thick, energetic kind of sound without it being too strainy and too stressful. Then using the thicker end of the straw, I'm really getting the resistance in there. It's quite hard work to push through there. That is a fantastic way of then creating kind of a workout for your voice. So let me show you just a couple of little exercises that we can do together at the piano. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use the straw with one hand and play with the other. So I'm going to start off just by moving really gently through fifths in my range and going. And the aim is, if I take the straw out, the aim is that I'm getting a smooth glide. Not hopping. And adjusting the resistance in the straw so it feels just comfortable to work your way through. And then maybe you work your way through and work your way gradually up a scale. See how it feels as you get higher. you might need to make some adjustments. So for me, if I were to go maybe here, if I make no adjustments to my voice, if I do my very best to sound as bad as possible, and just do that on an ooh, I get quite a noticeable jump in my voice. I get that little tiny yodel in the middle there. If I use the straw, hopefully I can get it nice and smooth. And I'm playing to make the sound a little smoother and easier. So again, working towards that mixed space, or just moving at this point up into my head voice in my upper register and making things a little bit easier. You can also do some development exercises. So starting on the straw, then moving to an SOVT, just using the mouth and then opening the vowel. So I'm going to take straw into a hum into an ooh sound. So I'm going to go. And what I'm really trying to notice is the change in energy, the amount of air pressure that I need, the amount of breath that I need. Working your way through again. And just kind of noticing the difference so that you're getting your body used to working on the straw and off the straw, feeling the similarities. And then the last one that I'll put in just this little short video, but I will do some more around SOVT, is taking octave slurs and going up the octave on the straw and down the octave off the straw. So if I go... and just kind of working my way through range there and changing different vowels. I swear by these straws. I think they are such a great way of training your voice, getting your mix moving, as I say, working through the passaggio in that awkward spot between upper register and lower register and getting rid of that yodely bit. There's a whole evidence base for doing straw work for releasing swelling or for reducing swelling in the vocal cords, reducing swelling in the vocal mechanism. It feels really great after you've done high impact vocalizations to do about 5-10 minutes of straw work as a cool down. So I highly recommend it. I've popped a little link in the blurb underneath the video of where you can actually pick these up. If you order them with the code Jamie Reed in capitals, then you get 10% off. So do go and have a little look. I highly recommend going to have a little look at Ravox and all the fantastic products that they have to offer.